Hello everybody, my name is Spooky. Welcome back to another stadium build video. Today we are talking about the updated Brig Whip version 2 build that is highly optimized now to do serious damage, especially to tanks without shields. So if you're playing against a Hazard, if you're playing against a Junker Queen or a Diva, it's going to be a really solid build for you guys to do, especially if you feel like bullying the tank a little bit. This is your go-to build. So let's break this real quick down, and then I'm going to jump into a game so you guys can see how I play this build in the game. So let's first start off with Optimizer. Now, this is mainly your foundation of this build. This is going to increase your healing for your repair packs, as well as give you self-sustain. And this is an insane amount of self-sustain. This is basically like this is like Martian Mender 2.0. This is like so much better as far as how much your self-sustain can get, and the fact that you can get this round 1 is insane to me. Still, Optimizer is such a good item if you plan on using your packs throughout the match. You want to grab Optimizer. So for every single repair pack that's active, you increase your healing for your repair packs by 10%. On average, you're probably looking about having 1 to 2 packs out per at any given moment. That's a pretty solid amount of healing increase for your repair packs. 20%. If you go into more like a packs build, you can get that up to like 40-50% increase, which is insane, which is why I love my packs build so much. But we're talking about Whip today for those that want to get some big power going for you. So Optimizer, really important. That's going to be your self-sustain. You want to grab that round 1. Then you're going to have Power Playbook, Charge Plating, and the third item's up to you, but I prefer to do Shady Spec Tools just to increase a little bit more of my lifesteal, since I'm going to be using my Whip Shot quite a lot. Then going into round 2, Custom Stock. Nice value item to get an additional 10% ability power in there, an extra ton health, and then the 5% weapon power we don't even need to worry about. We're not going to be flailing that much, so that's not really why we're getting that there. Multi-tool is our 10% ability power, again, for 4,500, and 5% cooldown reduction, which again is great for your repair packs, for your shield bash, and for your whip shot. So multi-tool, very, very good item here. Then we're going to be upping our punch a little bit with Nano Cola. I don't know if you probably won't be able to afford this round 2, but we're going to put this in right now, just so you can see. The Nano Cola is kind of our big packing punch. Our 20% AP for 6k is that last little piece of the puzzle for your early to mid game build. Now in round 3, so for our second power, Maces to Faces. Now this is just going to increase the amount of consistency that we can get with our whip shot. It's really important to have this, even if you're like, yeah, you know what, I don't have a problem missing my whip shots. I still recommend it because you can hit multiple enemies with it, which is really good, especially when you scale your AP. Hitting 2 targets just doubles your damage or triples your damage depending on how many people you hit. I will say it doesn't hit that often with multiple targets, but when it does, you can notice it as far as your ult charge that you'll get. And Inspire lasts 1 second longer when triggered by whip shot. And if you're going to be whip shotting all game, it's really good to get that extra healing to fill in the gaps for the amount of healing that you get with Inspire. Now, for our items, at this point, depending on what you want, you can go into Chain Extender. This is a safe bet. 15% ability power and 50% range on your whip shot for 9k. Massive value item. Really good for your first purple item of the game. You can upgrade whatever you'd like to get up into here. And then going into round, it's probably round 4-ish, you're going to be able to get Catalytic Crystal, maybe even upgrade another one of our greens to one of our another purple items here. But we're going to assume round 4, we can only get 1 item there. God Array is going to be our third power, and that's going to be on round 5. And that's ability damage targets over 10 meters away, burns them for 4% bonus damage for every 1 meter the ability has traveled. And obviously this interacts really well with Chain Extender. You can see it with the numbers here, that if you are close, like right outside the 10 meters, so let's say maybe like we're 12 meters, you're gonna see that burn damage. We're gonna be doing a total of 197. But if you're farther away, and it's not really gonna show it, but I tested this earlier because on a bigger hero, hit him up here, so we could probably even get a little bit further. So the damage 231. Let's see if we can get a little further here. Max out that range. So 246 is what we'll get at this point. So pretty close to what I was talking about. But it's an additional, I'm telling you, it's like an additional 100-ish damage, close to 100 damage. So playing at max range with Chain Extender when you can is going to be really important. And obviously with maces to faces, being able to get that max range is going to be really important. All right, so let's keep chugging along here. So going into round 6, we definitely can start upgrading Iridescent Iris, and we'll probably even be able to upgrade another one. So Iridescent Iris, 20% flat ability power, 10% cooldown reduction. Obviously, this is really good for this whip build to get more whips and have them do more power. The ultimate charge, gain 100 overhealth. Not super important, but will come in handy if you do get dove. Now, Necrotic Repellent, I like to grab mainly because it comes with 50 shields and it comes with 50% ability power for 10k. Alone, that's pretty solid. It's not OP, but it's pretty solid. In addition, you also get another gadget that you can use that's going to be really important when we get Lumerico Core or Lumerico Fusion Drive, because that also is going to proc our 50 armor or shield regen to give us more instances of it. But obviously, we knock back and slow all enemies within 8 meters and apply a 30% healing reduc for 5 seconds. Extremely good if you're getting dove by anybody, if like maybe the Hazard's diving you or a Winston's diving you or a Tracer's diving you. This is something that's just like, hey, like if you're off your whip shot cooldown, you can just press your gadget button and it'll just push them back, healing reduc and slow. It's going to force out a ton of abilities from dive. Really strong item when you're playing a hero like Brig, who attracts a lot of dive heroes. Really important. Now, if they're not running any dive, if it's mainly poke, you can forego this and you can just skip on over to Lumerico Core. Sorry, I keep saying core. Lumerico Fusion Drive to get that 15% ability power, 50 armor, and whenever you use an ability or gadget, restore 50 armor shields. That includes your health packs, that includes your whip shot, your shield bash, your rally, your gadgets. It includes all of it. So you're going to be proccing this all the time, which makes it so strong. So that is our round 6, and then we're going to jump over into our final round, round 7. We're going to grab Mender Bender. Since mainly we're going to be using our shield bash to rotate away from fights, we're not going to be using it to get in. We're going to be using it to get out or rotate to heal people. It's our movement ability is how we're going to be using it. So this is also going to help us trigger Inspire when we can't get an angle for whip shot. Really good to just fill in those gaps for that uptime and to make sure you can keep your shield up to close to full HP as possible. Now, like I said, you can get Lumerico Fusion Drive here, get that extra proc, that extra healing. That's basically our next survivability item that we're getting. And then you can upgrade, finally, Nano Cola, if you have the credits, up to Champion's Kit to finish out this build for a nice, solid round 7, which you'll be doing some pretty heavy hitting with your mace at that point. So that's the build. We're going to jump into a game right now so you can see it, and then you guys can kind of get some ideas on how to play this. Make sure to grab the build code on your way in. I'll share it with you guys right now. So check this one out, 1SVJT. Import that into your build in Stadium Trading Ground if you want to, and you can title it yourself. It'll show up as Optimizer. Just rename it. Go to edit and rename it to Whip if you'd like. Whatever you need to remember what it is. All right, so let's go jump into the game. All right, so like I said, Optimizer for our survivability, Power Playbook, Charge Plating, and Shady Spectacles. Now, they are running a Hazard, so this is going to be just about perfect for this encounter. A couple of hit scans, so that might be a little bit of a problem for peeking with the whip shot, but I think we should be fine with how much value we can get against the Hazard specifically. So we're going to be playing about mid-range. I don't want to play too far out just yet because I want to make sure I'm able to use those whip shots, but I don't want to play too close. There's no need to. I want to play just about as my max whip shot range that I can. That's like my effective distance, and that's kind of where I'm going to be playing no matter what. Saving shield bash to rotate out is key. We're not going to be using it to go in because we're focusing a little bit more on that ability power with the whip shot. But if we do get pressured and we feel like we might be able to use that, we don't have an option to like shield bash away or anything, we can shield bash to get some damage. So, all right, let's get this round 1. Let's focus up. Anyways, thank you again for all the support you guys have done on these videos. I love getting to do them. Glad that you guys also enjoy them. So you can see I'm still kind of trying to just play my max range here. I'm not going to push in too far because I don't want to get punished by that Hazard. Do have a cast on the flank here. Remember, I'm going to use this to rotate. I'll put my Junkrat here. That's a free pick. Oh, he's low. Yeah, I don't think we can rotate out here. Fun little fight, though. Here's our tire. Kind of rotate with our D.Va here. Here's our shield, so we got to play safe. Huge. Flip shot that away. Again, using that to rotate. I'm going to pop this rally probably. Yep. Just make sure we live. Nice DM. Stunner out of that one. Whip shot that away. Got plenty of shield here. Don't know if I can keep her up. I think we can. Would really like to cap this point here. Nice. Huge trap. Okay, I definitely want to rotate out. We're kind of a little too close here. And you can see I'm really, especially when they don't have a shield like this. That's why this build's so good against like Hazard, D.Va, Junker Queen. When they don't have any shields like this, you really can pop it whenever you want. Makes it really easy to just get a lot of Inspire from your whip shot. That's why you can kind of safely play back with this. Now, if they are using like maybe like Reinhardt or like Sigma or Winston, like you can still run this build, but just make sure they're not like going full into like shield build, you know, like they're not holding shield 80% of the time, because then you're really not going to be getting much value. So I would probably recommend going into another build as the match goes on. If you start noticing that the tank, like a shield tank like that, is just hard building into holding shield, because you're just not going to be able to proc Inspire. You're not going to be able to really do too much damage. And it's just not efficient for this build. Huge dive from our D.Va there. I'll watch that res. I'm going to save my whip shot for a second just to see if she goes in for it. There you go. Rotate back. Let's hold our rally to see if we need to stun any ultimates here. Hazard might be close to his. Let's get ready to stun him if he does it. Let's finish him up there. Nice. And a solid first round. Cool. So, not too bad. Here's our stats. 2,500 damage, 5,700 healing. A lot of this is probably from our packs with Optimizer. It just really creates a lot of sustain for people. When you have all your packs out, you're really maximizing your healing with that. So Optimizer really good for your team's healing and for your self-healing as well. So really, really big. All right, round 2. Let's go into custom stock, which is actually fine. We're actually getting a little bit of flail damage too. Right now, we'll see how that goes. Multi-tool, 10% ability power as well. A little bit of cooldown reduction just to get more instances of that flail. We do have 3K, so I think what I might end up doing actually, just gonna sell multi-tool. Forego the 5% cooldown reduction. Get Nano Cola just to get a flat 20% to give our whip a little bit more of a bang. And then we have one more item. We can go maybe into some survivability or a little bit of weapon damage. I think I'm just gonna grab armored vest. It's probably gonna get us the best amount of value. I'd probably with this I'd go either armored vest or first aid kit, especially since we're playing a little bit kind of mid-range. This is gonna mitigate a lot of like the poke damage, having a little bit of extra armor, or first aid kit just to make sure when you rotate you start healing up a little bit quicker to get you back in the fight. Either one's fine. I think the armor is a little bit better just because they're running Hazard and Soldier. And that's going to be really good against mitigating that damage. Armor is really good against pellet damage as far as mitigating it. So for that Hazard and Soldier, it's really good. All right, round 2. Same thing. Yeah, really not much more we have to do here. We don't have our next ability yet, so... Or our next power. So we're kind of just scaling a little bit. Again, I'm not going to chase... I'm not going to feed to heal that D.Va. I'll let her rotate back to me. A lot of people I see on Brig tend to like chase their targets to try to heal them. If they're out of position, it's not worth it for you to feed to heal them. You know what I mean? The D.Va's got boosters. She'll be able to fly back. You're going to be much more valuable living, right? She has much more staying power than you do, so... Let's rotate out. Probably not gonna win that without our diva just yet. We can play slow here, see what happens. Yeah, we're gonna wait. So I'm definitely not the one to contest that point. Brig is still really, really frail as far as stadium goes. So unless you're running like a full like brawl build with her, I definitely wouldn't recommend going in if you don't have the survivability for it. She is paper in this game mode. Could be a good bomb here. David almost makes it out. Let's rotate away from that hazard. And I don't mind pre-packing people, especially if it looks like they're about to take damage. I'd much rather keep them. There you go. That optimizer's doing a little bit of work on our Junkrat. Don't have my rally just yet, so I got to play safe. Safe back here for a little bit. We'll cap this up, and we should be able to go in with some pretty solid econ here. Kitsune Rush and Bob. It's going to be huge. Especially without them having a shield. It's going to be really large. So I'm just going to make sure I finish capping this up. Cool. All right, rally ready to go. That's our Kitsune. We'll see what happens here. I'll probably rally mid-fight here just to interrupt some ultimates. Let's break this up. Get our packs out. Stun that out. Back it up just a little bit. Don't need a hard feed. We have control of the point now, so we can kind of funnel him here. Bold play by our Junkrat. Thank God we cleansed that. Just keep it nice and safe here and funnel it in. There you go. All right, round 2. We're looking good. Here are our stats. Only 956 damage this time. 3,600 healing. A little bit quicker round, for sure. So now we're getting to the point where we're kind of going to scale our ability power a little bit. So you're going to be seeing the damage numbers kind of go up here as we scale our ability power more. Especially with maces to faces. This is just going to make it to where it's way, 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 way easier to hit whip shots, which, again, consistency is really important in this game mode. Being able to throw a whip shot and know that it's most likely going to make contact is really important. No matter how good you are at Brig, maces to faces in the whip build is extremely important to make sure you get your accuracy up and to consistently be able to CC people away, funnel them, crowd control, make sure that you keep those flanks under control. You don't have to worry about, you know, maybe missing a whip shot and then that costing your life. This is just such a massive item for just about everybody. All right, so we're going to sell off this armored vest now. We're going to go back to our build. We can grab multi-tool now, or we can go up to chain extender. I don't really think we need chain extender because the fight's kind of close enough to us, so we're not really taking too much damage at the range that we're at. So I don't really know if we need chain extender just yet. So I'm going to start upgrading to some more blues here. I might even dip into the ability tab here and just upgrade these to some additional things. We still have champion or nano cola, so I think 2K here would be fine. We can roll with that. So this will get us a little bit more ability power, some lifesteal. I don't think we need the range just yet. Probably next round though, for sure. All right, let's go into round 3. We're looking pretty good as far as credits go. This could be a possible mercy roll. I think we're playing great though. And again, just keep these whip shots out. Unless you're holding it for maybe like a res, if somebody died recently. Outside of that, really just getting as much value from this ability as you can as the fight goes on. Crowd controlling, especially that hazard, it's going to be really important. So, especially using it on him just during those leaps is going to be really important. Let's keep that distance, right? And that's kind of why you play that at mid-range with Brig. You know, you have the option to shield bash away if you want, but you also have the option to hit that whip shot to keep him at bay. Either way, you have 2 options to get out from those engagements. And a hazard that can't get close is a hazard that's most likely probably not going to be super valuable. So we're just going to keep him back as much as we can. Our pack out here. Oh, dang. Don't know if we're keeping her up here. Rotate back a little bit. Get ready for the whip shot. There you go. Thank God for Maces to Faces. That definitely wouldn't have even been close. I think she canceled her res. I believe she did. Keep that pressure up. I got rally, so I don't mind going in here. Pressure this out a little bit. Another stun ready to go. It's a big stun. I don't mind taking these engagements. They don't have too much damage on him right now, so back up that hazard. Stay out of the ultimate. Everything runs good. Not going to use my shield bash since he's right there. Keep an eye on that Mercy. Just kind of let her know that I'm pressuring her. I'm looking at her, so she doesn't even go for like reses later on. That's going to kind of be my job for the most part, is denying those reses when I can. But again, I'm not going to feed for it. I don't want to die to try to deny a res. You know, my responsibility is kind of controlling the angles, getting the healing out, applying pressure from a mid-range, hitting Inspire from my back line so I can keep my other support up, then my other DPS up when they're kind of playing near me. Close to another rally here, so there's that res. Already flaking on my duties. So Soldier, ooh, I don't like that D.Va going up there. Don't know if I can hit that. There we go. We got time. We got time. And they're down res too, so we don't have to worry about too much here. Keep backing them up here. Rally ready to go. Keep them out there for the bomb. Pre-pack the D.Va because she'll be taking damage for the Soldier. There you go. Hit her with another one. Again, I'll let her come to me if she needs healing. She'll bash out to live. Rally it up to keep my team up. Stun him out of that. Back him up. Really good for my team there. Good thing we had that rally ready to go. Stun him out again. There's the high noon. Here we go. Should be able to take this fight here. We're looking real good. I'm probably going to pressure that Mercy. Nice. Yeah, she overflew there. Just trying to get off this point a little bit. There we go. We should be good. Nice. 165. And it looks like we are going to hit the Mercy rule here. So, solid build. You can see the amount of value it gets. Now, I do have to reiterate, this is really good against tanks without shields. So especially D.Va, especially Hazard, especially Junker Queen. This is a really good build if you want to keep them at bay. I think it'd be really solid. Now, obviously, you can still run the Pax build as well, which I'll link that build for you below. That's my favorite build. That you can run that in anything. Pax is a really fun build. But man, if you really just want to bully the tank a little bit, if you're feeling like you want to be a pain in the butt for some tank players, grab this build, the version 2. It's really well optimized right now. It scales beautifully. You don't have to change your playstyle at all, except for maybe when you get Chain Extender, you in God Ray, you can play a little bit further back to get some more damage, but that really is the gist of it. So thank you guys for being here. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to like on the way out, grab your build code, and go stop by twitch.tv/Spooki Show. Please, please, please drop me a follow. Come hang out if you guys like watching live streams. Super chill. We're always experimenting with new builds, talking with chat, working on different types of ideas, listening to you guys with your ideas, and crafting the best builds for Stadium. So go follow twitch.tv/Spooki Show. Would love that. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you on the next Stadium video. Peace.